To accomplish the fundamental change of attitude required here by our Lord, we must both hear and respond to his words in a meaningful way. It does no good to express sorrow and regret for a short season, then return to our vomit, for in this way we risk being vomited out. Compare 2 Peter 2:22 with Revelation 3:16. It does no good to be like the man who looked in the mirror, only to go on his way and let the true image of himself fade from his consciousness. James 1:22-25. To accomplish what our Lord commands and demands here requires a determined and dedicated change in our entire way of thinking, a commitment to put him first, a commitment to the process of spiritual growth and production to which we have been called. Christ's promised rewards. The one who wins the victory, I will grant him to sit with me on my throne, just as I also have won the victory and have taken my seat with my Father on his throne. While one would not wish to underestimate the profound and sublime blessedness of intimate fellowship with our Lord Jesus Christ here and now in this present life, supping with him, Revelation 3:20, it is nevertheless beyond all dispute that to be with Christ is better by far. Philippians 1:21-23. One of the many surpassing blessings promised to those who overcome and win the victory of faith is that of sharing in his kingly rule during the coming millennium, 2 Timothy 2:12 and Revelation 1:6. Later in Revelation, we are actually given to see the fulfillment of this promise, with resurrected believers occupying thrones, symbols of our authority as we participate in the administration of our Lord's earthly kingdom for 1,000 years, Revelation 20:4-6. While this promise is similar in nature to that given to Thyatira of exercising authority over the nations, Revelation 2:26 and 27, here we are actually promised a sharing of the throne together with our Lord Jesus Christ, suggesting an intimacy with him in the administration of his worldwide kingdom that is truly remarkable and worthy of anticipation. This particular promise, therefore, is especially apropos of the situation in which we find ourselves in this last era of the church age. For the prospect of sharing the closest intimacy with Jesus Christ in the future contrasts markedly with the reality of our era's characteristically lukewarm response to him at present. The message to us from this juxtaposition of disparate situations is clear. To share his throne, then, we had best respond to him and his commands now, considering him the most important thing in our lives, as in fact he is, John 14:23 and 15:4. With this promise, moreover, we have our first and only indication that there are indeed some in Laodicea who have been walking the way Christ would have us walk, or at least who will respond to his knocking and do so. That this extraordinary privilege of sharing in his throne has been promised to the least extraordinary of the 7 church eras is less surprising when one considers the fact that Laodicea will terminate by emptying into the tribulation. The victory of faith in that last terrible period preceding Christ's return will require the most zealous dedication, a reality reflected by the fact that the image of the throne here is picked up in Revelation 24-6 by the thrones of the martyrs, individual believers, many of them no doubt saved during the era of Laodicea before the commencement of the tribulation, who zealously choose to die for Jesus Christ rather than compromise away their faith in that most terrible crucible of testing. Many in the era of Laodicea have chosen to sit upon the laurels of the past. But for those who choose instead to zealously follow the Lamb wherever he leads, the ultimate session with him in the sharing of his throne awaits. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. Revelation 2:7